Watch this thread. It's moving. It doesn't have fins or legs, nor a flagella, and yet it's swaying back and forth like it's alive with rhythm. Because it is. And here's something wilder. The ancestors of this exact microorganism are the reason you are breathing oxygen right now. Today, we are looking at Oscillatoria, and by the end of this video, you will never look at pond scum the same way again. A quick recap for anyone just joining. This third organism we have discovered from sample 3. If you haven't seen where this sample came from, go check the sample 3 compilation video linked above, and in it you will find both microorganism 1 and microorganism 2, which we covered earlier. But today it's all about microorganism number 3, and honestly this one might be the most visually satisfying and historically important organism we have filmed yet. So what are we actually looking at? It's Oscillatoria. It belongs to a group called cyanobacteria, and you might know them better as blue-green algae. But here's a twist. They are not all algae at all. They are bacteria. Ancient bacteria. Some of the oldest life forms on this planet, going back over 2 billion years. Under the microscope, Oscillatoria looks like a long, unbranched thread, almost like a tiny stack of coins glued end to end. Each of those coins is an individual cell, flattened and stacked to form one continuous filament called a trichome. Before we go further, let's actually place this organism properly, because taxonomy tells a story. This comes under the domain bacteria. Unlike other microorganisms you have found, which comes under eukaryote, this comes under bacteria domain. Yes, a true bacterium, not a plant or an algae. It comes under the phylum Cyanobacteria, the blue-green oxygen-producing bacteria group. It comes under the class Cyanophyceae, and order Oscillatorialis, a family Oscillatoriaceae, and genus which we are covering, it is Oscillatoria. Notice something similar? The order and family are literally named after this genus, Oscillatoriales and Oscillatoriaceae. That's how foundational and well studied this organism is. It's not just a member of its group, it practically defines it. Now here's the part that makes this organism special. Oscillatoria has no flagella. It doesn't have even cilia, no visible moving parts at all. Yet watch this. It glides, it sways, it literally oscillates back and forth. How? It secretes a thin layer of slime called mucilage and ripples tiny fibrils along its surface. That's it. That's the entire engine. No motor, no propeller, just chemistry and rhythm. This motion is so iconic, the entire genus was named after it. Oscillatoria, the one that oscillates. Here's the fact that I think deserves its own spotlight. Cyanobacteria, the exact group Oscillatoria belongs to, are believed to be responsible for one of the most important events in the history of our planet, the Great Oxidation Event, roughly 2.4 billion years ago. Before that, Earth's atmosphere had almost no free oxygen. Then, cyanobacteria, the ancient relatives of the very organism swaying on your screen right now, began photosynthesizing at massive scale, slowly filling the atmosphere with oxygen. That single change eventually made complex life, including us, possible. So, in a very real sense, you're looking at a living relative of the organism that helped make Earth breathable. So, where does it live today? You don't need to travel far to find Oscillatoria. It's almost everywhere. Freshwater ponds and slow-moving streams, damp soil and wet rocks, even in water that's a little, let's say, less than clean. In fact, if you have ever seen a blue-green film or scum floating on stagnant water, there's a good chance of Oscillatoria was involved. It thrives especially in nutrient-rich water, meaning The more polluted or nutrient loaded the water, the more it tends to bloom. Reproduction here is refreshingly simple. Oscillatoria doesn't produce seeds or spores. Instead, the filament simply breaks apart into smaller fragments called homogonia, and each fragment grows into a brand new filament. There's no complexity of waiting, it just break and grow. This is part of why it can spread and multiply so quickly when conditions are right. You may already know one of the Oscillatoria's cousins without realizing it, that is Spirulina, the spiral shaped cyanobacteria used in health supplements and green smoothies. Both belong to the same broad cyanobacteria family and both are filamentous, but where Spirulina coils into a tight spiral and is generally considered safe to consume, Oscillatoria stays as a straight, gliding thread, and unlike Spirulina, certain Oscillatoria species can actually produce toxins rather than nutrients. Both under the same family, very different reputations. That's the diversity hidden inside one bacterial group. Here is why we should actually care. Oscillatoria isn't just a curiosity under the lens, it plays a real role in the ecosystem. It is photosynthetic, meaning it produces oxygen and organic matter, forming the base of the food chain in the water bodies it lives in. But there's a flip side. When conditions get too nutrient rich, usually from pollution or agricultural runoff, Oscillatoria can overgrow into thick algae blooms, and some species are even capable of producing toxins. So, this tiny swaying thread is also something scientists use as a warning sign for water quality. Even if this looked familiar to some of you, it should. This is one of those organisms many of us glanced at once in a school textbook and forgot. Now you're seeing it alive, moving, doing exactly what the books described. Before we wrap up, a few quick facts to leave you with. Oscillatoria has no nucleus. Like all bacteria, its DNA floats freely in the cell. It doesn't need sunlight constantly, and some species can survive short dark periods and resume gliding once light returns. Its blue-green color comes from a pigment called cycocyanin, the same class of pigment used as a natural blue food dye in some products. Despite being microscopic, colonies of Oscillatoria are often visible to the naked eye as blue-green mats. So next time you see a greenish film on still water, you will know there's a good chance something like this is quietly gliding beneath the surface, a distant relative of the organisms that gave this planet its oxygen. This was the third microorganisms from the sample 3, and we are just getting started. Every sample I collect hides more organisms like this, each with its own story. If you want to see what else was hiding in the same sample, the full compilation video will be linked in the description, connecting all these microorganisms together. If this kind of hidden world fascinates you, make sure you're subscribed because we are uncovering a new microorganisms from a new sample very soon. And trust me, some of what's coming up is even wilder than this. Hit the subscribe button, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.